Ladies and gentlemen of the bWo, it's I, your GOAT, Beast Mode, the human cheat code Bones. It really feel like y'all just don't care no more. Like, have y'all not been watching? Shoot, 90% of y'all perform at Foundation. I'm sure you watch Blueprints. Have y'all not just been listening to what Haywood's been saying about us? How he's just been downplaying us? The fact that we are all of the Foundation, but you guys are letting it happen? Do you realize that if we withdrew our support from Foundation, there would be no Foundation? If we withdrew our support from Foundation, Foundation would have a champion whose name would be Soulstar. We are the Foundation. You let them trash us. You spend your time there when we need you back here. I'm here right now. I'm trying to call back the troops. You see, I got out of bed angry. I ain't even bothered to shave my head. I got on a dirty wife beater, sun on my shoulder, looking at me like, Daddy, what's wrong? Daddy, what's wrong? What's wrong is that don't nobody believe no more. I left the Foundation for a specific reason, because I felt like we needed to be home. Do y'all not remember home? Y'all wouldn't even be promoing if it wasn't for us. Nobody would respect you if it wasn't for us. Do y'all not remember home? Are y'all gonna stand with the bWo or y'all gonna stand against the bWo? Because we're not sitting on no fences no more. We're not picking both sides. We're not playing in both fields no more. Everything is about to change. This is war. Stand with me or stand against me. This is war. Whose side are you on? I'm bWo D-I-D-I-E. So you either with me or you against me. You either in the car or you gonna be underneath the motherfucking tires. Pick a side.
I am the very best that does this.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Hold long and good night.
He already dead. You can send back the ambulance.
Welcome to the new era of the promo division.
God, I run this. You ain't got no wins in Mikasa.
The face of the bWo.
Next body, please.
bWo. Better than Efed.
Target, set, bet.
bWo, it is me, Jay, your host, and I'm here for another episode of bWo Promo Division Live. And this week, we have 2 matches scheduled and set up for you. And yeah, you know what? I know we weren't even gonna have a PDL because, you know, the locker room's been weird lately. So I've been on a bit of a break. And you know, it hasn't been for nothing. There are sweeping changes coming across the bWo that you guys just are not aware of yet. And as you saw at the top of the show, we heard from the GOAT, your legend, here in the bWo, Beast Mode Bones. He had something to say. He had a call to arms, and you know, him having to do that twice is kind of why you've seen Jay just kind of relaxing, mellowing out, taking a little bit of a break, going lax, going easy, because I'll just be honest with you guys, peeling back the curtain a little bit, I have no intention of going full scale 100% for you guys if you do not have the intention of doing the same for the bWo. But that is not something that we can say about the 4 people who decided that they were going to compete here tonight. Yes, we have 2 matches in our opening contest. We have the different breed, the Baba Yaga, the motherfucking vagabond, facing off against Smark Psychology's JoSick. That'll be a good one-on-one match. And in your main event of the evening, we're gonna have a non-title match between Franklin Benjamin, your new Foundation World Champion, just won that championship last week, and he will be facing off against your bWo Pure Shooter Champion, the timeless Trey Styles, who's been on one hell of a winning streak as of late. But it's not just about matches. We are also going to hear from some of your amazing promo artists here in the bWo, and for some of the people that have matches. Because if you're not tracking, if you're not aware, we are on the road to the biggest party in the entire Promoverse all summer. Yes, that's right. We are gearing up at the end of the month for the 2025 edition of bWo Promoslam, where your reigning, defending bWo champion, Don Krypton, will be facing off against the new triple tag team champion and current King of the Mic, King Mac Millie. But we'll hear from some of these people later. I think that we should start this show off hot. Speaking of Mac Millie, he was all over the Foundation episode that happened last Friday, and he is also very recently joined Foundation. As you guys are all aware, we have a little bit of a war going on, but I don't want to get into all that right now. What I love is watching niggas crash out. I love watching just a good old one-on-one match to see who's better, and that's what we're gonna do. Because, like I said, speaking of Mac Millie, one of the members of Smark Psychology, JoSick, who's been on a up and down since being here in the bWo, but looks like Smark Psychology has everything going for them right now. They're firing on all cylinders, so let's see if they can earn another victory. JoSick will be facing off against the Vagabond. We haven't seen very much in the way of one-on-one matches from the Vagabond as of late, but he is back, he is ready, and he is ready to take a skull. So let's see what happens when JoSick faces the Vagabond. Gentlemen, let's see what you got. Send it to the action.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this week on PDL I face none other than JoSick of the Smark Psychology gang. Now Joe, I understand that you're relegated to BXT because you're still trying to find your craft, still trying to hone your skills, still trying to figure out who you are, bits and pieces here and there to put together to make something special, something unique. However, I just have to question, why are you so far behind compared to your boys in the Smark Psychology gang? I mean, King Mac Millie's doing crazy shit, so is Lit Views, but here you are still traveling along like little JoSick, the sad little clown. Because little JoSick doesn't know what he wants to do, doesn't have a function, doesn't have a purpose, doesn't know what he wants to be, because he comes across as a poor man's vagabond. And somebody had to say it, somebody had to spit that truth, and I know it's gonna hurt, I know it's gonna sting, but buckle up, we ain't done yet. I haven't even begun to pick you apart just yet, which I'm about to, because Joe, take away all the filter, take away the mask, take away everything that you try and put together to hide the fact that you gatekeep mediocrity. What exactly do you have? Nothing special, nothing unique, because if you're going to do the spooky, scary shit, allow me to show you, because I happen to be an expert at it. It's not. I'm Josiah the Clown! I put on this mask because not a single person can ever see the monster that hides inside! Look at me, I'm going crazy right now! Versus Josiah. Dear boy, do you know what kind of world you find yourself in? Because if you don't, allow me to tell you, you're in my world now, little nigga. And in my world, the only purpose you have here is to suffer. Cause you ain't gonna be able to breathe. I'ma infect you with such darkness that everything you say and do isn't going to matter, because you're going to look in the mirror, look behind the eyes, and see the puppet master that is the different breed, the Baba Yaga, the motherfucking vagabond, moving the strings. Because in this match, you are my bitch. Because you're gonna find out and realize that you never had me to begin with. Because this was over before it started. And, that's how you do it, little nigga.
JoSick, who was on Foundation, the blueprint on Friday, was not able to make it for his match against the Vagabond, I guess. Y'all wanted PDL. So, you know, whatever. Like I said, I didn't even get dressed for this shit. Whatever. But Vagabond, another looking back up and back in the win column. So congratulations. We will make sure that your time was not completely wasted. We will, I think I actually have something for you, Vagabond, so we'll talk offline later. But we are also going to hear from some of the people that will be competing at Promoslam in one of your matches to determine who will be the #1 contender for the Pure Shooter Champion. You know that title will be defended by Timeless Trey J Styles against Hollywood Haywood. But who's going to face the winner of that? We're going to find out when BUCKSHOT and I can't stand his goddamn first name. I hate the name Ian. But Scottish Warrior will be facing off against BUCKSHOT. The winner will be facing the winner of that match for the Pure Shooter Championship. So we're going to hear from the both of them. And I also do believe we have word from our #1 contender, King Mac Millie, who's coming off a victory where him and Lit Fuse are now the Unified Universal Tag Team Champions. Yes, that's correct. They are the bWo Tag Team Champions. They are now the WGP and Foundation Tag Team Champions. They are really building a case for being arguably the greatest tag team in Promoverse history. But they also seem to be really willing to help out Foundation. But that's neither here nor there. Let's hear what they got to say. Oh, time out. Before we do that, I've noticed that we have not yet decided who is going to face them for 1/3 of those tag team titles that they have. So let's hear what everybody has to say, and then let's make sure we have that fixed. So, BUCKSHOT, Scottish Warrior, King McMillie, take it away.
BUCKSHOT here tonight at Promoslam. I end this rivalry once and for all.
Nigga.
History loves tradition more than logic. Class is in session. King Mac Millie is your teacher. So pay attention, cause here's your lesson. So that when the time comes, you won't have to second guess it. Come Promoslam. There ain't one person out there in the Promoverse laying eyes on this here match that ain't already arrived to the same conclusion. Even you, Doc Gripton. You like captions too early on the television screen of your favorite episode of How I Met Your Mother. You know everything. Who gonna win, Don? Multiple choice, but there's only one right answer. You nervous and your time is running out, so go ahead and mark C. You're later to that B. ELT for the real. Oh, my GOP government name starts with an A. Crazy how I gotta spell it out for you to understand. This hype only shows why you 3 counts under me, D. I'm locked in. Ain't no breaking me, kid. My promo hood dream will be fulfilled. We're victorious. You definitely gonna need her to help you cope with not being victorious. Everybody gonna wanna tune in to see what I do, especially if the current reigning Black Wrestling Order Promo Division Champion is gonna match my energy on sight. And oh yeah, another thing. I guarantee you don't want it with me. Show up if you want to, but it'll be a wasted opportunity. Now that wouldn't be revolutionary. Or would it be? 2 matches in one night, still undefeated. Yeah, that's me. Show up if you want to. I'll make more history and make that motherfucker 3. Yeah, I'm talking to you, AT.
I can't stand the name Ian. So, you know, like, BUCKSHOT, that was the laziest hype of all time, but like I get it, because I love Scottish Warrior. Ian, but yeah, looking forward to that match. And King McMillie, he's gonna do what he does. But yes, King McMillie and Lit Fuse, who will also be defending his TYS championship against Tyler Drummond, who has just decided not to send a hype in, so hopefully that doesn't affect his match. But Lit Fuse and King McMillie have been holding the bWo championship, tag team championship rather, since Promomania. And they have yet to defend those titles. Not really their fault completely, obviously the in-1 tournament was thrown off, but I made the mistake a couple of times of saying that the winners of last year's in-1 tourney were exalted. They weren't. It was actually the Night Kings, Bobby Miller and Beast Mode Bones, Bobby Miller and the Vagabond. And it was a whole thing. You had to watch 2024 bWo. It was all over the place. But maybe that was just a little Freudian slip. Because, I think that's one hell of an idea. Because I did say earlier that the Smarks are making an argument for being the greatest tag team in bWo history. Why don't we have them face off against another team that has a very solid claim for being one of the best tag teams in bWo history? That's right, because just announced by me, your commissioner, the Smarks will be defending the bWo Tag Team Championships against the team of Exalted. If you're not familiar with them, you should really go check out their work. The team of Beast Mode Bones, the best Trevor Robinson, and Cowboy Bob. They won the tag team titles at Promomania 2 years ago, and let's see if they can get those belts again. So yes, that match is on. You heard from two of our competitors. They're going to have their match, BUCKSHOT and the Scottish Warrior. We have a couple other matches, We'll make sure that we announce those after our main event, because I've had enough talking and I really want to get back to my Sunday. You niggas really wanted a PDL, but don't be one to put in. I'll tell you right now, if one of these two niggas doesn't show up, I will never do another PDL again. Okay, for your main event of the evening, Franklin Benjamin, who just won the Foundation World Championship from Iceman Bobby Miller just this Friday, is coming back. He's returning to one-on-one action in the bWo. We haven't seen him very often as of late, but he is back and he is facing off against the man who's arguably on one of the biggest hot streaks in the bWo right now. Timeless Trey J Styles has had a very up and down career here in the bWo, but once he entered the pure shooter division, named after our fallen brother, Steven Faison, the Young Gun, he has been on an absolute tear. And Franklin Benjamin is coming off of a very recent, very, very close tied match for the bWo Championship. Well, let's see what happens when these two face off in a regular match. Yes, I am a firm believer that if you beat a champion, you should definitely take their title. But due to the nature of a pure shooter championship match, no edits, no music, no funny business, being as how they're gonna have a regular match, win or loss, this is just gonna be a non-title match. So standard 3 minutes, your main event for the evening, Timeless Trey J Styles, pure shooter champion, versus Franklin Benjamin. Take it away, gentlemen. Let's send it to the action.
For this PDL, I get challenged by Franklin Benjamin, the negative $100 bill. A man with a voice for radio and a face for the inside of a paper bag. And y'all thought it was a good idea to allow this? To have mulatto Droopy face the Black Winter Soldier? I mean, this dude looks like Droopy, but he acts so goofy. And now he wants to all lives matter the bWo, just allow whatever's going to happen because we need to invade their spaces and let them come into ours. Y'all have me as your pure shooter champion for verbal assassinations. But now I have to do a character assassination on this goofy Franklin Benjamin because he's been a weak promo character both physically and verbally. See, Franklin Benjamin likes to use large words, but I have to tell you that his entire style is both indefinite and intangible. Now, Franklin Benjamin uses big words and says nothing, but I use big words to say that he is nothing. See, the figure that he proposes is a distortion. It's not even a caricature. And if he was supposed to have some mind or personality of his own, he has never taken any real opportunity to display it. And just as the promo judges are forced, unfortunately, to thoroughly analyze the character that he is trying to put out there, you would think that Franklin Benjamin himself would at least have an idea of what it is he's trying to accomplish. The only distinguishing characteristic about Franklin Benjamin is his voice. No effort was ever given for him to do something worthwhile. He has no mannerisms that we can attribute to him and no mental attitude that could stand up to anything more than a light rainstorm. See, it's difficult to classify the characteristics of Franklin Benjamin. You just have to explain them all at once. If you think of the goofy Franklin Benjamin the same way his so-called friends see him in AEP, Foundation, Defiance, HSP, and all these other places where they pretend to respect his Terry Bollea looking ass, he is simply a composite of an everlasting optimist, a gullible good Samaritan, a half-wit, a shiftless, good-natured colored boy, a hick. And the sad part about it is he seems to be intelligent, but when you really break down what he's saying, he's nothing more than a drunk barbershop philosopher. And no matter what happens, he accepts it for being the best. He always tries to offer some form of assistance, even when it's not needed, and just creates some form of confusion. But in the end, the worst part about everything is that for all his talk, Franklin Benjamin is nothing more than background noise.
bWo. Tonight, you are blessed. Blessed because Franklin Benjamin, the Defiance World Champion, has descended from his penthouse to entertain the masses. And who's the lucky volunteer? Who's tonight's designated loser? None other than Trey J. Stylus, the Pure Shooter Champion. But this match isn't for the title because Franklin doesn't need that belt. Although that belt probably needs Franklin. Trey J's been carrying it like a paperweight. And the only thing pure about you, Trey, is how purely forgettable you are. He calls himself a lyricist. He calls himself a revolutionary. And Franklin Benjamin calls him, well, let's get honest. Let's get poetic. Trey J. Stylus, great value, greatness, the B-side B-boy, the sleepy slam poet, hashtag sleepy, call yourself what you want, Franklin Benjamin sees straight through it. Not through the shades, not through the act, through the hollow man holding a mask and pretending it's a crown. You talk about vision, but your eyes are rented. You only see what's safe. You march for justice when the cameras roll, when clicks are easy, when applause costs you nothing. You're a revolution in costume, a parade with no street, a movement with no engine. Sleepy slam poet, your words lull people to sleep. They're lullabies in a world that needs earthquakes, soft verses, safe verses, empty verses, nothing that pierces, nothing that bites, nothing that leaves a mark. Hashtag sleepy. You wear wokeness like Prada. Stiff, tight, fake. That third eye, cracked glass. It doesn't see truth. It only reflects your own vanity, like a selfie you can't delete. Your struggle, packaged. Your rebellion, sponsored. You build brands, I build monuments. You're a Twitter trend, I'm a stock market crash. The B-side B-boy. And your blackness, chained to victimhood. Handcuffed by hashtags. I'm oppressed, I've been wronged. A performance art piece for a coffee shop audience that doesn't exist anymore. You memorize pain like a bad actor in a tragedy no one wrote. Me? I define blackness by dominion, by winds that echo over mountains of mediocrity. I am the mountain that tilts the horizon, the storm that rewrites the weather, the empire that shadows your little dreams. You're a flat line, I'm a shockwave. You're a candle flickering in the wind, I'm a hurricane rearranging continents. Every rhyme you spit, every line you sell is paper thin. Every hashtag, every active performative wokeness is a prop at Franklin Benjamin's court. Great value greatness. You've been padding your record with nobodies, proving nothing. You can't talk your way past me. You can't rhyme your way through me. And when I'm done, you'll need more than a third eye to navigate the wreckage I leave behind. Because Franklin Benjamin doesn't play. I don't ask, I don't wait, I decide, I dominate, I define the terms. you can chant, you can crawl, you can beg for mercy. But history is written in big, bold, black letters. And my name sits at the top of the page. It's power, it's dominance, it's inevitability. And it's all about the Benjamins.
And in the gods we trust.
And with a score of 79 to 83, timeless Trey J Styles continues his win streak. It was a very, very close match, and honestly, I think the scores could have been a little bit higher, but you know, timeless Trey J Styles, like I said, since returning, has not lost a match, so I don't know, we might be getting closer to that pure shooter TYS title match. It might be getting a lot closer to that than we think. Those two men are on one fuck of a tear. Franklin Benjamin, always nice to see him. Welcome back to the bWo, and congratulations on winning the title for that bitch-ass company that has their shows on Friday. But regardless, that's not indicative of you. Congratulations on the victory. So that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a big premium promo event at the end of the month in Promoslam. We have one hell of a card for you guys. It was looking a little weak, but we jazzed it up a little bit. And you know, cards are always subject to change. But as of right now, your card is looking pretty fucking stacked when you have, for the #1 contendership for the Pure Shooter Championship, BUCKSHOT versus the Scottish Warrior. Franklin Benjamin will be facing in a one-on-one match against the King of Dad Style. See them go one-on-one. We'll also have our Tag Team Championship defended when Exalted faces off against Smark Psychology. In your TYS Championship match, you will see that we really haven't fucking seen him around here for a while, but you will see Tyler Drummond go up one-on-one against Lit Fuse. And in your main event, King Mac Millie, winner of the 2025 King of the Mic competition, will be facing off in his first title defense against Don Krypton. This match has been building for a very, very long time. This rivalry has been building for a very, very long time. And I am looking forward to seeing it. And who knows what other surprises that we might see. It's the biggest party in the Promoverse all goddamn summer that you are gonna see. So if you guys aren't doing anything at the end of the month, make sure that you are locked in here on the bWo channel on YouTube and you are watching Promoslam. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for competing, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I've been Jay, and I will see you guys next time.